Hi, this is Joe from Stratus, and I am here to talk to you about, can I get into a top MBA program with a low test score? Here's a scenario to which many of you may be able to relate. You just took the GMAT or GRE, and when you get home, you look at the average test scores for your target schools, and you see that you're below these averages. You then start doom scrolling over on Reddit, and everyone tells you that your goose is cooked. You have no chance, they tell you. Are they right? The short answer is no. Before I explain why the answer is an emphatic no, it would be helpful to explain why schools even care about standardized tests to begin with. Number one, good scores show you can handle the coursework. Top MBA programs are quantitatively focused, and with some of the new trends developing in business, that focus is increasing. Subjects like finance, economics, and strategy feature much of the same kind of quantitative work that the GMAT and GRE are testing. Number two, average scores drive MBA rankings. Even with the test scores being de-emphasized a little in recent years, and I will talk a little more about that in a second, the various publications that rank MBA programs use average test scores as a metric for rankings. So higher score averages help increase rankings. Plus, applicants and recruiters care about rankings, so therefore the admissions committees care as well. And number three, test scores still matter to some prospective employers. Finance and consulting firms have traditionally used scores to decide who to interview. Post-pandemic, these firms have placed less of an emphasis on using test scores, though it is still used in some cases. While test scores are important, it is key to note that when admissions committees say they look at each applicant holistically, they truly mean it. AdComs also know that not everyone performs well with standardized tests, but can apply learnings properly in practical settings. That means that no one metric is more important than others across the board. For example, in the class of 2025, HBS admitted someone with a GMAT score of 500. For the GRE, HBS admitted someone with as low of a quant score as 145, while Stanford admitted someone with a 150 quant. So there is hope. Furthermore, you should understand that you're not actually targeting the average scores of these programs. The obvious math fact that often gets overlooked is that for a figure to be the school's average, half the applicants came above that figure, the other half came below. So what you really are looking for is to be within the middle 80%. This shows you the range of scores that the majority of admitted students fall within. However, if you do fall below the middle 80% for test scores, you still have a chance. And here are 5 things to consider as you consider working on your MBA profile. Number 1, retake the exam. Not only is there no penalty for retaking the exam, AdComs would likely question why you didn't try the test again after one attempt with a lower score. Adding some optimism to a retake, GMAT estimates that 3/4 of applicants who retake the GMAT perform better than before. You should plan for 100 to 120 hours of study over several months in order to obtain your optimal score. And if you prepared for your first attempt through self-study, then you should strongly consider using a tutor to prepare for your retake. Number 2, switch to a different test. If you took the GMAT first, then try a practice GRE or EA, also known as executive assessment, to see if one of those tests is more accessible. Applicants without a quantitative background often perform better on the GRE, for instance. However, that may be changing with the new GMAT Focus format. So really just look for the test that is most suited to how you learn. The EA is not accepted at all full-time MBA programs, but the number of schools considering it is growing. The GMAT and GRE are widely accepted, and the schools are test agnostic. So check on what tests are accepted by the schools you're considering. Tip number 3, take a quantitative course. A math-based course can mitigate concerns with your score and shore up your skill set. You can take one online or at your local university or community college. Earning an A on the course will demonstrate your ability to handle the math presented in MBA classes. Once in a while, an MBA program will offer conditional acceptance based on getting a strong grade in a business-focused quant course. That was the case for me. So being proactive by taking these types of courses will help your case. Discuss the fact that you are taking or will take the course in your optional essay. The course does not have to be completed before the application deadline, but obviously if you have time to do so, it is better, but make sure that you have the plan presented in the optional essay. Number 4, leverage demonstrated skills elsewhere. A low test score can be balanced with a higher GPA and even stronger career achievements. On average, admitted students have about 45 years of work experience. This is notable because having more quality work experience can mitigate lower scores. AdComs look for applicants who have been promoted in their careers and/or have received increased responsibilities. Connected to this, you should use your optional essay to show your quantitative work in your undergrad and professional careers, focusing on any sort of analysis requiring heavy computations that you've conducted over the years. Certifications like a CPA, CFA, CFP, etc. will also demonstrate a greater quantitative ability. And number 5, consider applying to a different program. Lower-ranked U.S. MBA programs and high-ranked international schools will generally have lower test score averages in middle 80%. This will allow you to receive a high-quality education with strong alumni ties. Alternatively, part-time or online versions of the top-ranked programs will also have lower averages and lower middle 80% ranges while offering the same quality, reputation, recruiters, and alumni base as the full-time versions of these schools. Furthermore, many MBA programs have moved to offering test optional applications. If you have a high GPA with A's in quantitative courses and a career where you can demonstrate great performance in analysis with or without a certification, then you may qualify for a test waiver. Ultimately, your job is to demonstrate that you will excel should you be accepted. So think about what the best way to do that is for you and your profile.